Good day, everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Star Trek Online. My name is Ubaklo, and with me once again is...
Megalomaniac. Hello, Internet.
Good day. So last time we played Foundry Mission, and this week we're going to do some more of that.
Yes.
But actually first, it's been a long time since we've seen red alerts. So I'm going to see... Oh, okay, that's not the button I wanted to press then. I got a cool red alert just up here, so let's see if we can interact with it.
Should be able to. Join temporal marauders queue.
Okay.
No,
Alright, so
no.
I guess they've made red alerts to be proper queues nowadays. Because I think the last time we did a red alert was back when they were still using the system kind of like the old STFs, or I guess more specifically, where it was basically just a infinitely resetting map. So actually, I guess it's a lot like the battle zones.
Mm-hmm. So we'll see how horribly this goes for us.
Yeah.
Find and protect any convoy ships and defeat the not cool raiders.
All right. So it looks like they're treating this just like a proper queued mission. That's neat.
Yep.
Speaking of neat things, we should definitely spend some time today talking about the big news from this week.
Captain America Civil War came out and it is awesome.
Yes.
Oh, you mean the one related to the game we're playing?
That's right. So,
Okay.
Folks may have noticed back when the trailer for, I think it was the trailer for season 11.5 came out. Right,
Yeah.
right at the very end, there was
The conspicuous shot of the original Enterprise.
Yeah, and they also gave a date, the 5th of May, and I believe we commented on, or we sort of pondered a little bit, like what that could mean. Turns out
Captain
that
America Civil War came out and it was awesome.
yes. Now, no, what that meant is on the 5th of May,
That
Cryptic
thing that
announced...
happened, I said happened too, but yeah.
Yes. But on the 5th of May, Cryptic announced the next expansion to Star Trek Online, which is going to be set in the past.
Yeah, this is really interesting.
What are they calling it? Agents of Yesterday?
Agents of Yesterday.
Yeah. Just,
And
yeah.
the big draw is getting like new ships and stuff themed after the original series.
And not just new ships themed after the original series, but you will have the ability to create a original series era captain.
Yeah, that's the weird part, is it's like its own faction.
Yeah, some of the comments, like some of the phrasing that Cryptic has used in, of course, because it's an expansion, they've made a pre-order bundle. Some of the phrasing that they've used in the pre-order bundle has definitely sounded like original series generated characters are going to be treated as another faction.
Yeah, because they basically use the words like level them from 1 to 50 or whatever.
Well, also, like, they talk about the costume packs. They say that they are usable by all TOS and Federation characters.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a weird thing to say.
Yeah, I'll be interested in seeing how they actually handle that.
Yeah, there are some things about the announcement. Like, overall, the announcement is pretty awesome. I am actually really looking forward to it. I think this is actually kind of a neat thing for them to do, even if, like, I think maybe there's some more stuff in the modern era that would be better for them to deal with.
Yeah, but this is very appropriate for the 50th anniversary of the original series.
It's very appropriate for the anniversary, and it's also very, very appropriate for where the story is at the moment. Because if folks have been reading any of the the story blogs that Cryptic has been putting out recently, like so many of them are dealing a lot with the Nakul doing stuff in the past, and basically they are setting up the origins of the temporal Cold War.
Yeah, and they're really interesting too, because they're like, one of them dealt with a very specific incident, which, you know, obviously there wasn't an alien who assassinated somebody, but it dealt with a was it Egyptian Roman emperor and his young, as for lack of a better word, lover, who in real history, like, mysteriously died while they were visiting, like, vacationing on the River Nile. And in this story, basically, he dies saving the emperor from an Nakul assassin.
Yeah, and the one that they just put up this week had a Sulu ancestor defeating a Nakul assassin that they all thought was an Oni, which that was interesting.
We find out that in the past, like, Star Trek Japan was really just like an anime. But yeah, they have been pretty interesting things.
Yeah,
interesting snippets of.
So on that as well, one of the things which is very interesting. So, like I mentioned that there is the pre-order bundles are up.
Mm-hmm.
And just like Delta Rising, and just like the Romulan one, the bundles. Well, no, the Delta Rising one wasn't quite like this, but the Romulan one was a series of tier 1 to 5 ships,
mm-hmm.
with a bunch of with like the max level ones being just a bunch of refits of the leveling ones. So the bundle for, like, if you buy the super bundle for the expansion, it also includes a set of tier 1 to 5 leveling ships for
The TOS era.
I'm not, like, here's where things get a little strange. I don't know whether they are specifically TOS only ships, or whether they are TOS and Federation, or whether they are Federation.
Yeah, that's where things are a bit muddy.
Which may kind of explain why the tier 1 ship which is offered in the bundle is the tier 1 Constitution, which is already in the game. So, like, I don't know how that matters, or how that's going to apply. But basically it's kind of an interesting arrangement of ships. Because it's at tier 1, it's the Constitution. Tier 2 is a science vessel, kind of a lot like one of the science vessels which is already existing in the game.
It's actually from the original series. It's the Daedalus class.
Yeah. Like I am pretty sure that all the ships are not necessarily like whole cloth made. It's just, it definitely, the design of this one.
The other 3, I think, actually were, or at the very least, were not in the show proper.
I could see that. So, yeah, the tier 1's the Connie, tier 2 is a science vessel, tier 3 is a escort, tier 4 is a cruiser, tier 5 is a battle cruiser. If I'm remembering right, I do think
then there's multiple tier 6s.
Yeah, and then it adds a tier 6 variant of each of the previous tiers, except the Constitution class.
Yeah, still no tier 6 Connie, sorry.
Still no max level Constitution class.
So my theory about that is not that they're not doing it, actually. It's that they don't want it in the bundle because they want people to buy it afterward.
I actually wouldn't be, like, considering what they did in Delta Rising, and I think they actually did this with the Romulan one as well. I wouldn't actually be surprised if we saw the tier 6 Connie come up later, as an addition to the bundle. That said, like, while I could totally see that happening, I like that's one of those things. Was like, why would you do that? Like, I would say that the T6 Connie would probably be the selling point of the bundle. There's no need to like hold back, and be like, oh yeah, like we'll just.
That's why I think they want to do it later on. So
yeah, it's because it's like basically all the typical excuses you would say, like, oh no, they won't have a T6 Constitution class because blah, is basically
now they've got T6 weird things.
Yeah, is basically all shot down because all the T6 variants are explicitly explained to be taking, like, basically people like who, I don't know whether it is
like retrofitting.
Yeah, well, it's not retrofits. Like they're taking the designs and are doing whole new things in it in the 2410 style. Like you can look at the designs of those new ships, and I'll put the designs up here so folks can see them. And like you can see that they've got the 2410 style in the cells.
Yeah.
You know, like they are very clearly designed to be modern airships, and there's also 2 time ships from the 32nd century, whatever,
something like that. Yeah, those other ones looked really weird.
Yeah, those ones. Well, I mean, they basically look like the other time ships, to be quite honest.
And what's interesting is one's a raider.
Yeah, that is fascinating. Yeah, that is actually kind of interesting. So, I am very interested in those, and anyone who is interested in any of the individual ships, there's nothing in the bundle specifically says whether they are or are not going to be limited to just TOS characters. I imagine they're not, especially with the way they describe the T6 versions, because they very much seem to be Federation ships. Just modern Federation decided to go back to old blueprints and make new ships that harken back to those designs.
Yeah, and this is just spitballing here, but I honestly wouldn't be surprised if the TOS era captain story is like you're a time agent who's doing stuff in the past.
Yeah, or
after that storyline gets brought to the present.
Well, actually here, so that Red Alert. So that was actually kind of neat. It's nice to see that they basically just turn them into queues, basically.
Yeah.
I also want to try and do this mission here, which is right next to it. Signal from the USS Damascus has been picked up beyond the edge of known space. So we're going to go and investigate this. And this is the author's first mission, so I figured this would actually be kind of a interesting thing to do. So, is it here? I think it's here.
Enter the Kinjin system?
Yep, here it is.
Yep.
Anyway, so what was I saying? So the actual announcement for the new expansion actually included a bit that talks about there being a new, so basically a mechanic, just like when Delta Rising launched, there was that Delta Recruit program. Mm-hmm. So they're going to do something just like that for the TOS captains, called something Temporal Agent. Also, people may notice if you look at the ships on the in the bundle, they actually call them temporal ships. Mm-hmm. Also, there's a new temporal agent specialization and a new temporal agent bridge officer specialization. So,
and apparently, only those things are going to have it so far.
Yeah,
though I'm sure that will.
Well, we'll see, because a friend of ours was talking about. Yeah, well, I don't really want to call out, but a friend of ours was talking about the expansion a little bit ago, and was maybe not necessarily as happy as is his style. But what I sort of was thinking about when I was talking to him about it was I was actually kind of sad how Cryptic would do like one release of each of their gimmick ships, and then just sort of abandon the concept. And I was actually kind of sad about that, because some of the each one of those concept ships were kind of rad, and they just decided to never go back to it.
Yeah, there's only those pilot escorts.
Yeah, that's the craziest thing. All those pilot escorts are basically T6 Defiants, and when they finally released the T6 Defiant, it's not a pilot ship. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have the pilot mechanic. The only ships that have the command ability are the command battle cruisers. The only ships that have the intel ability are all the intel ships that were released with the pre-order, well, and were available for regular purchase later. But the point still stands. It's it's sad. I wish that they had done more. So and if these are going to be the only temporal ships that they're going to end up releasing, I'm going to be a little sad about that.
Yeah. And of course, the other neat thing they mentioned is voice actor wise, Walter Koenig's returning to voice Chekhov again.
Yeah.
And Chris Doohan, who is James Doohan's son, will be voicing Scotty. The Chekhov thing made me joke that it is basically going to be the adventures of what Chekhov was doing when the rest of the crew was in the animated series. Because the animated series could only afford 6 of the main cast members to be voice actors, so Walter Koenig kind of got screwed there.
Aww. Poor guy.
Yeah. I mean, he ended up being Bester on I almost called it Deep Space Nine. My God, Babylon 5. So
you.
It turned out okay.
I mean, they were basically the same show.
Nah, they had the same concept. They were very different shows.
They were very different shows.
They were both very good shows, though.
Yeah.
Fortunately, B5 kind of it's been forgotten. I mean, not forgotten among sci-fi fans, but
yeah, I guess.
If someone said, "Oh, hey, we're doing a Babylon 5 revival movie," people would be like, "What?"
Are you still seeing the dialogue?
Oh yeah, sorry, I wasn't sure if you finished it. I was just kind of going leisurely.
That's all right.
Okay.
But yeah, this expansion is sounding pretty neat.
Pretty interesting.
Yeah, so they said that there's going to be a leveling path for the TOS characters, which makes sense.
New campaign for the other characters.
Yeah, and then a new campaign for everyone else.
A new
reputation
track,
of course.
Temporal.
I mean, it's actually been a while since the last reputation, so it makes sense.
Season 11, yeah, the start of it.
So now they have 2 reputation systems. I wonder if they'll use that as an opportunity to alternate them. Each full season gets a new reputation. Each half season gets a Admiralty campaign.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Certainly gives them an opportunity to just not only make sure that they're releasing new grindable content, let's just say, each time that they do an expansion, but it also lets them break up what it is. We'll see.
Yeah.
I am so over the upcoming weeks, because the expansion will probably be.
They said summer. I am willing to bet a decent amount of money, it'll hit around the same time the Star Trek Beyond movie does.
I could see that.
I want to say July 6th.
I figure that the expansion will hit about the time that season 12 would have hit if we were going by the normal timelines, which means it will probably be end June, middle July.
So Star Trek Beyond, current release date is July 22nd.
Okay.
Coming just a few short weeks after Independence Day Resurgence. Which is ironically enough not coming out on July 4th weekend. It's coming out the week before.
Missed opportunity.
Yeah, I know.
This guy didn't use the phase transition.
Cool phase war. Well, this is his first mission. So
that's fair. He's going through like using the basic tools.
He still did the problem of we just transitioned to a map for 5 seconds
and now we're transitioning again. Yeah, which is why I commented about not using the phase transition instead.
Yeah.
But yeah, the guy admitted that this was his first, so
yeah, no hate.
So over the next few weeks, Cryptic shouldn't be like now starting to talk about what is going to be added. You know, like what. There's definitely going to be some new cues.
William Shatner is James T. Kirk. I would be legit impressed if they did that.
Yeah, that would. Did you notice that there was a callback to the iconic episode with the Gorn in the trailer, though?
Mm-mm.
Oh, yeah, it's kind of actually a pretty hilarious shot.
Is it you throwing a rock at a Gorn?
No, it's the Gorn picking up a rock.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I am looking forward to seeing like what other items they're going to have, like what other things they're going to be adding to the game at that time. And I really, really hope that one of the things that they're going to be adding is finally having random cues. Because,
nice.
Man, the game needs them so bad. Especially if they're going to continue adding more cues.
Yeah. More story content will be cool, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They said there's going to be... we had just commented like they're going to be adding basically two campaigns, one for the TOS characters and one for max level guys.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see, but we'll definitely have opportunities to discuss whatever Cryptic announces, because they should be having at least a few things a week from now until the expansion hits.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I'm just willing to bet it'll be around that week.
Yeah, I could see that. I'll
just for brand synergy or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Probably while I'm doing the processing on this video, I'll just do the math and see roughly, like, based on how long seasons typically are, roughly when it would hit. Because I think you're right. Based on how long a season typically lasts, I think it will be pretty close to that time. And like the season before an expansion and the season, like if we assume that an expansion hit is a season itself, the season of the expansion were typically a little longer. and in some cases a lot longer. So if they definitely could just expand. There we go. One of those guys was just kind of stuck in the wall, so I was having troubles targeting.
Why am I not shooting these? Oh.
You're probably trying to target the one that's stuck in the wall.
Yeah, that was my problem. I need that rifle that fires through walls.
Yeah, man. They need to get whatever licensing deal they've got going on fixed so they can put that one on the store. Which at this point they're probably never going to, because they've got the
variant.
They got the craftable variant. Like, which is not to say that like it's bad, but the craftable variant also doesn't do it doesn't pierce walls. It's, if I remember correctly, the craftable variant is still physical. No, is it still physical damage, or is it? Or is it phaser damage?
I don't know. Only we could check right now. Check it. I'll check as soon as I remember what that actually is.
Under duty officer, R&D, ground weapons, TR-116 is... Yep, it's kinetic damage.
Okay.
So it is still kinetic damage. It's just, I'm pretty sure it doesn't have the wall piercing ability. But kinetic means that it tends to ignore shields.
And more importantly, you don't need to do the Borg remodulation thing.
That's right. Like, that's what actually...
Like my shotgun.
That's actually the biggest benefit of building the TR-116 Bravo.
It lets you be lazy when fighting the Borg.
Yeah. Because, like, right now there's really only two there are only two ranged weapons which are physical damage. If I remember correctly.
The shotgun is actually dubiously ranged.
The shotgun is one. The 116 Bravo is the other. The regular 116 is apparently phaser damage, if I remember correctly. But because when it was released, they didn't have like the technology to have like that kind of they basically only had energy types. They didn't have the physical type for ground weapons yet.
I wonder if the Agents of Yesterday have to let you make TOS era Klingons.
So I've seen
like custom builds for them.
Yeah, like all of the stuff which is available for like all the stuff which is in the bundle is only TOS Federation. Yeah. But there's some of the stuff that I've sort of seen like commented on kind of suggests maybe it's like the way like what they've announced so far is so vague in terms of like what it will actually be coming. I can't give a lot of I like right now. I'm just like super speculating.
Wow, this Vulcan vivisected people. That's pretty messed up.
Uh-oh.
They all went crazy.
That's not good.
No.
You know, like the more I think about what they've announced and what they're kind of like commenting on, the more I begin to speculate that, man, I really hope that Agents of Yesterday is going to be when they finally just say like, all the factions, they're just together. Everyone just uses everything. Just like you look at the only things that they're offering, and like okay, the factions are, let's say, like all the ships are related to what the core faction of the expansion is going to be, the Federation, the TOS stuff. But they also specifically just use the term TOS and Federation, even though the like costumes that they've shown are just like they are all Federation people. But like it makes me wonder whether there's going to be more later on, and if they're only going to offer Federation ships, like even at the very end, like the last two ships that are listed are just they're oh man, sorry, I just kept losing my train of thought. The last two ships listed are the temporal ones. Mm-hmm. So like I understand why.
I said, I'm willing to bet in some fashion the way that TOS campaign is going to end is you're going to be either the entire time be an agent of the temporal police or whatever, or you get recruited at the end and you get jumped to the future, which is the explanation of you being able to do the like 25th century cues and stuff like that.
Or, well, not necessarily like recruited at the end and then jump forward.
At some point.
Yeah, because it could be something like at the end of the TOS storyline, you just get shunted to the future.
Yeah, or you get like frozen Captain America style.
Yeah.
Because I haven't mentioned Captain America enough so far.
I mean, they specifically went and got someone to reprise Scotty. Just saying.
And Chekhov.
Yeah. Well, I'm more talking about the fact that happened to Scotty.
Oh, yeah. Actually, Scotty was in fact frozen Captain America style.
That's right.
Oh. Lovely. So everyone's dead. Awesome. So I'm really hoping is that like the mission style of the TOS campaign is very TOS-y.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Like lots of, hey, this is happening this week. Here's an ungodly powerful alien entity. Go punch it in the face. And also seduce green people. We have to be more progressive than the 60s, so it can't just be green women. So, just be all genders. But,
Right now, I'm having poor Nayland argue with himself about what to do with the revelation. Yeah, the way that they handle the discussions in a party is real goofy, and I actually enjoy that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the trailer for the expansion definitely harkened back a lot to classic TOS scenes. So
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And they even call out be part of Starfleet's greatest generation.
Mm-hmm. So it's interesting. I'm definitely very much looking forward to the new expansion.
Yep.
And we'll see what they're going to announce, because there should be, definitely over the upcoming weeks, there's going to be stuff that they're going to be revealing, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm personally hoping for some like animated series level weirdness.
Yeah, that would also be real good because I think
Like
they
just go straight up, like add that three-legged reptile dude.
because the problem is they don't have. I think they actually did say at one point. I mean, this
They can't use
it's
it.
quite possible that that things have changed, but I know at one point that they said they don't have access to the animated series. The only, which is why they, they were able to get Cadians because Cadians were in something else.
Yeah.
But the other cat person race,
Well,
like
the
they
thing with the other cat person race is they are straight up taken from Larry Niven's Known Space series. Like exact same thing. He just said, "Hey, animated series, you can use this." And I am assuming that those rights don't extend to a video game.
well, I know the last time that Cryptic employee talked about this, they didn't present it in that manner. They just said that technically speaking, the way the rights were presented to Cryptic is that those rights were tied to the animated series, and due to who owned the animated series, they didn't have the rights to anything inside of it,
Yeah,
unless something showed up somewhere else. So that again, that's why they're able to get Decadians, because Decadians actually are from something else as well.
yeah, that makes sense.
But
I mean, it
yeah,
makes sense in the bizarre, screwed up way Hollywood writes.
Yeah.
See, also because it's topical. The way like Marvel's characters movie rights work in regards to which characters they can and can't use.
Yeah.
Movies versus
and
Fox
not
owning all the X-Men and stuff like that.
and not even just that. Like, I know you and I have had this talk, but it's like things that I'm a little sad about with the way, like some of the properties don't necessarily talk to each other very well.
Mm-hmm.
That stuff upsets me a little bit. But like it's just weird rights stuff, and that always gets super bizarre when you try to have not just multiple people but multiple agencies working on the same property.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, I'm used to it with comic books in general.
Yeah.
Of just dozens upon dozens of people over vast spans of time having their own ideas for certain characters and stuff, and it not always meshing.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Kind of. Also, one thing that bugged me, like this is just a nitpicky thing, but he didn't capitalize names.
Yeah, well, not just names. There were a lot of issues of poor capitalization choices.
Yeah, but I especially noticed it with names.
Yeah. Oh, for sure, because you expect capitalization on those. But like overall, it was not bad for a first
told a
go.
story.
Yeah.
No, annoyingly endless hordes of enemies or something like that.
Yeah, it was very self-contained. Like it told its story.
Kind of dark.
Yeah. Yeah, I did actually enjoy that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so those two So yeah, that mission and the red alert. That'll be what basically what I wanted to take care of this week. I just wanted a little bit of time so that we could have a nice discussion.
Yesterday.
Yeah,
So we need time to do so.
that's right. But where we're going, we can make as much time as we need.
It's true. You could just impose a picture of something over this, like those new ships.
Yeah.
Actually, since we mentioned the animated series, I'm going to look up afterward and see if they are from that.
Okay, because
it had some designs too.
Yeah, I should probably double check them as well because I just don't know if all of those ships were created whole cloth.
I just know for a fact the only like Federation ships that ever showed up in TOS were Constitution class ones, and then the Daedalus.
Was there not even an Akira in TOS? Was there not even an Akira in TOS?
Nope. Oh, you mean like a Miranda type?
Or well, okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah, no. I could be be off, but I'm 90% sure the only Federation ships we ever saw were the Daedalus and the Constitution class, just due to budgetary stuff.
Okay. But yeah, so that'll be it for us for this week.
Yeah. Oh, and the shuttle, of course. But.
Oh, yeah, of course. So we hope to see you all next time.
Bye, everyone.